if you are looking to purchase a new HVAC system in today's HVAC market, you're going to want to look at three things, okay? Your different efficiency levels is what's going to determine how efficient the system runs, the technology in the system, and really your overall experience with the system, okay? Today we're out here in Carmichael, California. We have a rooftop unit. If you have a rooftop system like this, you basically have three system options. One is known as a single stage system. A single stage system is the most common type of technology you see. Most HVAC systems over 10, 15 years old are all single stage systems. What this means is when the system turns on, it goes from a state of being off at 0% power straight to 100% power, okay? Then next step up from there, you have a two-stage system. A two-stage system will actually turn on its first stage of operation, which is 70% of power, okay? And then when it needs that extra boost, say on an extra hot day or an extra cold day, and it needs extra heat or extra cool air, it'll boost itself to second stage of operation, which is 100% power, okay? So first you have single stage system, goes from 0% straight to 100%, no in between, all right? Then you have a two stage, which goes from 0% to 70%, then to 100%. And finally, you have something called variable speed, okay? Variable speed system is the cream of the crop. This is the best technology we have in the heating and air conditioning market. And what it is the system is actually able to control its power in the compressor, which is the rate at which it's pumping refrigerant, as well as the blower motor, the rate that it's moving air around your house, okay? That compressor turns on to start pumping refrigerant. It'll turn on at 30% and run from 30% to 35, 40, 45, 50, all the way up to 100 and everything in between. All right, so a variable speed system can save you a lot of money. We've actually changed a lot of these systems on customers' homes. We compared their electricity bills from last summer to this summer. I've seen it anywhere from 30% all the way up to 70% in savings. There's a wide range there because every house is different. We don't know, it depends on where you keep your temperature, how often you're home and run your system, et cetera, right? So if you have a rooftop unit in Sacramento and it's a gas-fired furnace system, you should switch to an all-electric heat pump, or at least you have the option to. SMUD will actually pay for $3,500 of your new system if you go from an old, outdated gas-electric system to a new variable speed, high efficient heat pump, okay? And that's exactly what we did at this house here. This home here is about 1,600 square feet. It had a gas-electric system package unit on the roof. If you come on over and take a look, we actually swapped it out with a high-end variable speed system. Now this system here is made by Bosch. It's the only kind in its class. It's a top of its class. There is not a more higher efficient package heat pump system on the market today than this Bosch system. It does not get any better than this. It is the most expensive system on the market, but it's also the quietest, the most high efficient, and also one of the highest quality made systems out there today. This system qualifies for $3,500 in rebates from SMUD, right? So if you put a system like this in, SMUD will pay for $3,500 of it. And right now there's actually a $2,000 federal tax credit that you can be incentivized by and use that credit towards your 2023 taxes if you go from a gas system to a high efficient heat pump like this. Now this system's actually on right now. If you come over, it's on, you can barely hear it because it's a variable speed system. It actually turns on at about 30% of its power and it'll ramp itself up and down as needed, right? Unlike an old single stage system where when it turns on, it goes straight to 100% every single time. You kind of can hear it, maybe your lights flicker, compressor kicks on, you hear a big right? And it goes boom, 100% power, runs, and then shuts off. It's starting to ramp up now. You can actually hear it. It's very light hum. Right, and this guy might be at 40%, 45% right now. It's pretty nice out today. It's windy, but it's not super cold. This is running in heating mode right now. If it's not that cold, you might not need 100% of power, right? It's only turning on at 40%, 45% because that's all it needs to keep the house warm, which saves you a lot of money, increases the lifespan of the system, et cetera, right? So, a job like this, it really, obviously we have to come out and take a look and see what you got going on, but we've quoted these jobs anywhere from 16 grand all the way up to 30 grand and everything in between. A number of things depends. So for example, we always got to put a new curb. That's this big metal stand you see here. That's what the unit sits on. Access for the crane, we have to use a crane to lift this unit on. Obviously this would be considered easy access here because the crane can set up shop right on the street and has a clear direct shot, doesn't have to go over or around any trees, anything like that. Also your roof type. This is a composition roof, most common roof you'll see in Sacramento, California. We do all the roofing ourselves. As you can see here, we actually shingle matched all the shingles and roof around the unit. You know, these new units are a different shape and different size of your old ones, so by the time you're done, assuming that the curb has been replaced, which every single time you change one of these units, the curb should be replaced. All right, it's a little side note for you. If you get a bid from a contractor and you don't see anything in there about a new curb, or they're trying to adapt to an existing curb, that's a big problem, right? Susceptible to roof leaks, system won't get as much airflow through it, all of those kinds of things. So we change the curb on every single package unit we do. We don't have it as an option. As long as it's a roof that we can work with, not an old wood shake roof, we're changing that curb every time. So, you know, there's a lot of things that go into cost. Obviously, you can only see what's up here. The other end of the system, the other half is in the attic. Actually, if you look down there, you can see the old curb sitting there. You see how that's kind of rusted through, has some watermarks, right? You don't want to use that. So we ripped that guy out, set this new one in here. But, you know, and you can't see what's underneath right now because this is just half the battle on top, right? When you're doing what's called a heat pump conversion, going from a gas system to a heat pump, oftentimes you have to run a circuit, a 240 volt circuit. This house, the panel's all the way over there, and we have to run an electrical circuit. We actually run a 2-gauge wire, which is a really thick wire from the breaker panel here. Your breaker panel has to be able to handle that. If you got an old, you know, outdated Zinsco panel, 100 amp Zinsco panel, might not work. You might be looking at an electrical panel upgrade to get a unit, a high efficient unit like this, and take advantage of that $3,500 rebate, right? So there's a lot of things that go into this. You know, I go out and quote a lot of jobs, and you know, just most homeowners don't understand the type of work that goes into a unit like this. Obviously the finished product looks great. You see it from the top, but there's so much that happens on the back end. You know, how does all the ductwork connect to this unit? There's these big sheet metal boxes underneath here. If you were to lift this unit up, you'll see these big sheet metal boxes called plenums that all the ductwork connects to. Those have to be replaced. You might have metal ducts that need to be adjusted. It's really not a simple task to disconnect and, you know, get metal ducts out of there and then reconnect them to the new one. You might have old flexible ducts that have rips and tears. Anytime you change an HVAC system in California, it triggers something called a duct test, which is a state mandate. After the system's installed, we actually have to have a third-party company come out, pressurize all your ductwork in your attic, make sure you have no major rips, tears, leaks, things like that. If you do, the test will fail, and we have to make the necessary repairs until the test passes. So, you know, there's a lot that goes into this. Permit inspections, of course, you got the type of thermostat, things like that. You can see the huge disconnect here. This is a big disconnect we put in because heat pumps use something called heat strips. We actually labeled it here, 5 kW heat strips. So, you know, there's a lot that goes into this job. We started this job today about 7 a.m. It's currently 4:20 p.m. We're wrapping up, but we're not finished yet. The roof work is done. We're still doing housework, thermostat, programmed in thermostat, things like that. So, you know, if you get a bid, you'll see what the price is. This is a very high-end unit. But SMUD will pay for $3,500, which is a great incentive, and this guy can easily cut your electricity bills in the summertime right in half, right? So, you know, if you're okay with giving up gas for your heat, you kind of want to help the environment, but you want to do it in a very efficient way, this is the way to go. You know, this blows any Trane, American Standard, Goodman, Amana, Carrier, Lennox, you name any of those brands out there, this guy beats all of them. It's the only package unit on the market that is a variable speed package unit. It's a very high end, the highest of the high. I mean, it does not get any better than this when it comes to a rooftop package unit, right? So if you're looking at one of these, you're getting a quote on these, I mean, you're getting the Rolls Royce of HVAC. It doesn't get any better. Really, really great stuff. I vouch for it. I don't have a rooftop package unit in my house. I have what's called a split system, where you have like a furnace in the attic or in a closet, and you have a condenser outside on the ground. But if I did have a rooftop package unit, no question about it, this is the unit I would be putting into my house every single time. I mean, this thing is just incredible. It's amazing. So again, it's on right now. You can't even hear it. It's barely making a humming noise. You know, try to get the mic kind of close to here so you can hear it. Small hum, but you don't hear that from the house at all. You know, these things are amazing. They're great. So, you know, if you have a rooftop package unit that's a gas system and you're looking to do an upgrade in Sacramento, call us, ask about the Bosch. We love them. My installers love them. When we first started installing these, when the rebate became popular, SMUD started offering incentives. My installers actually came to me and said, hey man, anytime we do a rooftop unit, can we do the Bosch every single time? Because that is the nicest piece of equipment I've ever put my hands on. Unfortunately, you know, I say, hey, it's not up to me, it's up to the homeowner. But you know, when I come out to the home to do educate you on the types of systems, my goal is to teach you about the different types that are out there. Obviously, there are differences between a gas system and a heat pump, and there's advantages and disadvantages to gas systems. There's advantages and disadvantages to heat pump and all electric systems. But I like to just present the information to you. Every scenario is different, every homeowner is different, every house is different, so there is no one set answer for everybody that says, oh, this is what you gotta do. For this house, this one definitely made sense, but you know, yours might be different. That's why we require an in-home visit to come out there and look at what you have, ask you kinds of questions. How long you plan on living here? What are your electricity bills like? What temperature do you keep your house out in the winter, right? All of those things will help paint a picture for which way you should go, right? So I like to compare these units to cars a lot. There's 1,000 different cars out there. They all drive, they all complete the task. But you know, obviously you're gonna have a different experience from a Toyota Tacoma to a Chevy pickup truck to a Prius to a Mercedes sedan to a Tesla. You know, they're all going to complete the task of driving, but you know, it really depends on your taste and what you're looking for to really know exactly what car is gonna work for you. You know, but generally speaking, I would recommend this unit to anybody, especially if you're okay with going to a heat pump. The whole state wants to go electric by 2040. This is the way everything's going. You get the $3,500 SMUD rebate, get a $2,000 federal tax credit. There's just so many reasons to do this, not to mention help the environment, you know. I do feel there's a slight obligation on my part as an HVAC contractor to help homes become more energy efficient, to try to reduce carbon emissions. And this unit here does exactly that. You know, so if those are things that you value and are good for you, this may work out for you. It's the Bosch. I'll actually read the model number off to you on this one. This one here is a Bosch. It's a BRB. B as in Bravo, R as in Robert, B as in Bravo. 60 HWD 1N1 M as in Mike 19. Okay. So something else that's important to know about these. They come in 2 tonnages, okay? So tonnage is the amount of power meant for your home. Most of the time you'll see a 2-ton, 2.5-ton, 3-ton, 3.5-ton, 4-ton, or 5-ton system. Because this is a variable speed system, they don't make all the different tonnages. They only make a 3-ton and they make a 5-ton. The 3-ton system can handle most homes up to 1,500 square feet, where you might need anything from a 3-ton down. So anything from a 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, up to 3. You're gonna use what's the M18 at the end of the model number. That's the 3-ton system. If your house is over 1,500 square feet, generally speaking, you have to do a heat load calculation to find out exactly what tonnage you need for your house. But generally speaking, if you're over 1,500 square feet, getting closer to 1,800, you're going to use a 3.5-ton system. And then it goes up from there to a 4, and then it jumps straight to 5. Okay, so the 5-ton system can handle anything, any house that would need a 3.5, a 4, or a 5. And then this 3-ton system can handle anything from a 3-ton down. So there's only 2 options. That's a common thing. Homeowners look at it, they say, oh, I have a 2-ton, why are you quoting me a 3-ton? It's a variable speed system. That 3-ton system is capable of being a 2-ton when it's running at a lower speed. It's actually running in a 2-ton capacity or a 2.5-ton capacity, and then a 3 when it's at 100%. So that 3-ton system, because it's variable speed, can handle any of those homes, right, from that would need a 1-ton to a 3-ton system. This house here is about 1,800 square feet, so we put in a 5-ton because it can handle everything from 1,500 all the way up to 2,500. So there it is. Zoom in on that logo there. That's the Bosch. Really great stuff. Check them out. Great on Consumer Reports. This is important too. You can see here. Most HVAC systems, this is your energy guide. This can kind of give you an idea of your efficiency ratings. Most HVAC systems are about a 14 or a 15 SEER, S-E-E-R. Think of SEER like miles per gallon to your car. The higher the SEER rating, the more efficient. This scale that they have here actually goes from 14 to 18.1, and this unit is coming in at 19. It's actually off the scale. So, you know, and this is a heating efficiency rating here that goes from 8 to 9.2, and this is rated at 10. So, you know, just even in the Energy Guide sticker here, it's blowing the energy spectrum off the charts. I mean, it's literally off the scale in a good way on the high end. So doesn't get any better than this, guys. Throw in a Bosch, get that $3,500 SMUD rebate, have Atticman install the unit for you. We do all the roofing, the permits, the crane, the electrical. We don't sub any of this out. We do it all in-house, backed by a 10-year parts and a 10-year labor warranty, these guys. It's the best of the best. I would put my name on this all day long. Get one and see what it does for you. This thing will blow you away. It'll just blow you out of the water. I love these things. So that's the Bosch package unit right there.